Holmes. Tanner Holmes in car number 1T. First lap time for Tanner Holmes. Quick time at 11:023.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You have no idea how good it feels to be back at home tonight, competing at the Skagit Speedway for night number 1 of the 2023 Sage Fruit Skagit Nationals with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series.
And we're about 2 hours until race time right now.
And wanted to walk up and kind of check out the racing surface. What I'm already noticing just by what they're doing, they're out there rolling it in, and it almost seems like they're trying to pack it as tight as possible. And I think why they might be doing that is because up here the past couple of days it's been really wet. It's been raining. It actually was off and on trying to sprinkle this morning.
So you can see they're out here with some equipment
trying to roll it in and just try to pack it as tight as possible, hoping that, you know, since there's a bunch of moisture in it, it will stay smooth and then maybe seal off and it will still kind of, you know, have the opportunity of getting slick and not just being, you know, stupid fast all night long. Because here at this racetrack, when it holds grip, it kind of can turn into a speed bowl and it's really hard to pass, especially in 410s. So we'll kind of keep an eye on the track surface throughout the night. I think we're expecting anywhere from 28 to 32 cars, and I'm sure on the fan side of things, a packed house. Just as I look up there, I said it earlier, it feels great to be home. Can't wait to see all of our local friends and family and fans and people we've seen throughout the years. It's going to be a great weekend with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series and the Shark Racing 1T. We're going to be getting after it here soon. First up will be engine heat, hot laps, and qualifying.
From Jacksonville, Oregon, the Pels Tire Service, low E-reflective insulation, Newman's Racing Engine, Shark Racing, number 1T, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in car number 1T. First lap time for Tanner Holmes. Quick time at 11:023. 11:023. Second place here on his preliminary night at the Dirt Cup. His best this season at Skagit Speedway. Second lap is in 11:179 for the first lap. 11:023 is quickest so far for the 1T of Tanner Holmes, his teammate. Out next.
Well, really good start to our weekend here at Skagit in Washington. Pulled the 5-pill, so we were the third car out of 34 410s, and I think going out early was definitely more beneficial than going out late. With the rain, the surface, it ended up being, you know, kind of rough, and it's actually just like really chunky and dirty. And what I mean by that is as guys run, and if they move where they're running, like material's constantly going across the narrow surface because we're all kind of just running down low, so that's where going out early was probably helpful. There were some guys late that popped up and, you know, weren't too far off my time. I was an 11.0, a lot of 11.1s and 11.2s. So anyway, we hot laps. I kind of felt a little bit free, but didn't feel bad. We only got a couple laps. Came in, we went a little bit tighter, and honestly, after qualifying, I didn't feel great. I wasn't sure if my lap was, you know, all right or not, but I think we actually were just tight enough to where I felt tight in the seat, but I was making a lot of grip and I was going through, you know, the rough parts of the track well, and overall, we ended up at the top of the chart. So another quick time for the Shark Racing number 1T, and that's perfect now with the standard Outlaw format. We're going to be on the front row of our heat race, and we need to win or run second in that to transfer to tonight's dash. Happy with the start to our weekend, and we're going to make a couple of changes. Luckily, we're going to be in some open track, but still, I think you got to be really careful with the surface to get too tight, because a lot of guys out there wheeling, bouncing around, biking up. It's probably going to be a little bit more cowboy up this evening. we did our job there, started on the pole, and won the heat. You know, I've told people before, they ask Tanner, would you ever do any other form of racing? And I say, man, if I had a second life, I would ride dirt bikes. You know, I know it's way more dangerous than what we do here. Now, tonight might end up being the closest thing to ever doing that. It's, there's jumps out there, and there's logs, and it's pretty rough. The surface, it's basically just coming apart now. Like, there's grip, but there's not enough moisture, maybe. It's like not holding together on the top layer. I'm not sure. I'm not a complete expert in that area. I've been trying to update you guys. But yeah, the surface, it's just something else right now. It's kind of all right around the bottom, and then there's just, you know, there's material everywhere, and it's super uneven. You know, you roll it in and it looks okay, but the second everyone goes out there and you know, our 900 horsepower rolls over it, it just peels apart. And I think we're all kind of, I don't know what everyone was doing behind me, but you know, we're all kind of just migrating the bottom, and you're literally just trying to find the smoothest part of the track. Led all 8 laps, had a couple close calls, but I really think that everyone, there's no way not to have close calls on a surface like this. You just have to run hard, and your car is going to do some crazy things that you're not expecting.
So the first driver we're going to talk to, he was quick time and won the first heat race of the evening. He also drives car number 1T. It's Tanner Holmes. And it's the number 1. He's going to be on the pole of the Toyota dash. Tanner, 2 out of 6 races so far. You're going quick time behind the Local Shark racing car. Is it just the car, or have you always been a good qualifier?
You know, I actually haven't, but luckily that's really helped us here with the Outlaws stuff. I feel like a lot of it's just Bobby and my crew just get me comfortable so quick, and they just got a good package that goes fast in general. So overall, so far so good. And my dad said, hey, reach in and grab 3 different ones and pull the 3rd one there, and that actually got me the one there, so not too bad.
The new strategy for Tanner Holmes, he's going to be on the pole of the Toyota dash.
You ready?
Yep.
The bottom and the top down there are about the same. I mean, I think it's going to probably change. I think the bottom's probably going to wear out.
I feel like I can maneuver. Like, I think in some spots you have less grip, but less grip, I don't think, you know. I think you just, we're going to have to if we, you know, we're going to get to traffic. It's just going to be so tight, and then with the fuel load, I think, too. Okay, guys, well, that's 75% of the night, I guess you could say, complete. So far, it's going perfect. Pulled the 1 there and won the dash. That build draw really helped. My dad's strategy on, you know, how to pick somehow, some way worked. But car feels really good. Looked like Gio from watching the video real quick was really the only car that was close, and he was actually kind of running in the fluff. Like I said, the track's still rough, and it's more about just trying to be stable and run hard through it. So he was able to kind of make that work. So we're gonna put that in our back pocket. I don't necessarily know if you want to go out there and just do that if we get to the lead here, but we're gonna have to get to traffic and go crazy. So that's the only way to win this race. But overall, we made some changes to keep the car freer, so we can do that, because you got to be loose, but you also still got to have good grip, as like the track's slickening off in some spots, but still rough and fast in others. gotten that spot too, like in the wrong times in traffic.
I have. Because Sheldon figured out how to go way around there, hold down there, and
I was trying to watch this side.
he did good.
I could see him going into one.
Well, obviously, of course, disappointed with the 4th place finish. You never want to go backwards starting on the front row, but we are running against the Outlaws, and you know, in order to win that race, you have to be, actually, I don't know if you have to be perfect, because it's hard to run a perfect race on a surface like that, but I mean, shoot, you just, you got to put, like, I'm not saying a race like that's harder to win. I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but because you have to literally be in the right spot at the right time through traffic, and I just think some poor decisions in traffic hurt me. My start hurt me. I didn't fire off bad. I just caught the berm and I wheelied. And so I lost the race to Gio into 1, which I don't think was like the end of it by any means. Paced him through traffic. I was close. A couple times I followed him. I was trying to go 2 in it to get, you know, you panic trying to pass a lap car and you leave a lane open for everyone else. And usually the mistakes happen more on the harder part of the racetrack to run. So all in all, glad we finished. I did knock the ladder out of it there at the end. You just got to run so hard. And so, I mean, frustrated that I didn't get these guys in victory lane and didn't get us on the podium. And you always hate dropping back, but like I said, we're running with the Outlaws, and A-mains like that are tough. So it just is what it is, and a racing surface like that is difficult too. It's cowboy up, it's on the gas, and you, like I said, you got to be close to perfect. And I think Hod won it there at the end, kind of what we would probably call, I need to go back and watch, but we'll call it like it was the Hod line, I guess. So I mean, you literally just in the fluff, I'm sure bouncing around trying not to wreck, and that's kind of what it was going to take to win that. Unfortunately, we didn't do it. Well, made it up to the racetrack and wanted to wrap up today's show. A little disappointed now that had a chance to think about, you know, running 4th tonight. And I shouldn't probably be too disappointed. I mean, it was a really good showing for us. I mean, we won everything up until the A-main event and then ran top 5 in that 30 laps. I think what I was probably a little frustrated with was it started with that start. I think if I would have got the jump and maybe was ahead of Gio, I could have had an opportunity to control the race, maybe get through traffic and put some distance in between myself, you know, and the rest of the field. And in general, I just felt like my car was good enough. I just needed to do a better job on the track conditions and how tricky it was, and, you know, putting myself in the right spot around other people and not leaving the door open when I did, and stuff like that. You live and learn. I mean, talk about such great experience, and just a tough surface to beat the best Outlaw guys on, because they're so good at all, you know, anything you throw at them. But tonight, I mean, there's just so many factors, and then, you know, running hard, but also trying to be conservative in some spots, because it's not hard to crash. It really isn't. And then I smoked the front stretch wall late, and you know, luckily, I think I knocked the ladder out of it, but luckily was able to limp it home. And you know, I want to do as best as I can for Shark Racing, and I also obviously want to take care of their equipment. So it's a difficult fine line on like how hard to run, when to run, what to do. And anyway, long story short, I think we did a solid job, and definitely things that we can improve on. But what's important to me is that we're putting ourselves in position going into the A, and doing everything right early was huge. So very proud of our team. Those guys gave me everything I needed to win. I just got to work on doing a little bit better on my part. So Bobby Allen, Tyler, actually Carly was working on the crew tonight, and we also had Blaine. Big thanks to them and everyone else at Shark Racing. Got great people behind me. They work really, really hard, and I'm going to keep my head down and race as hard as I can and try to get these guys in the World of Outlaw victory lane. So thank you all for supporting. Great to bring you along for this crazy journey, and it's been fun. Just can't wait to get back on track again tomorrow. Deuces.